10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Razor.
Dire team pick.
Hello and welcome everyone. It is almost 2 o'clock on Saturday, as you guys all know. This game was supposed to start at 1 o'clock. Unfortunately, we did run a little bit late. Technical issues, what. Hopefully I'm not lagging. I think I might be though. Yeah, it seems like I'm lag, guys. Well, I'm gonna carry on talking. If anybody does message me, tell me if I'm lagging. Please give me a shout out.
10 seconds remaining.
Then I can fix things around. I'm busy downloading Dota on the other machine, so I'm busy a bit of internet. But into this game, if you guys don't know, it's a corporate league that's being hosted by IS Gaming, I believe. This is the finals. IS, My Little Pony, they do come into the finals with a 1-game advantage. Obviously, the winner bracket advantage. So UCT, they need to work hard here. It is a best of 5. It's going to be a long day of Dota. If they want to win this, they need to win 3 games at least, and preferably 3 games in a row if they want to make things a lot easier on themselves. Going into the draft, the Mirana as well as the Wraith King gets picked up, as well as the Faceless Void. Get picked up, they get banned out, as well as the Faceless Void and the Death Prophet being banned out on the side of UCT. Terrorblade was actually the first pickup on UCT Graduate School, which is interesting. I must say I'm not a fan of the Terrorblade, but we will see how it goes, see how they do run it. I mean, it's sort of one of those 50-50 kind of heroes where you have to play extremely aggressive in a way just to be able to get ahead, because the Terrorblade from behind is not too great. Then again, not all heroes are any good from behind, to be honest. Also, there's certain skill sets or certain items that you do go for. Few people go for the Radiance build. Other people, like me, prefer the more stats kind of build where you go for your drums, Manta style, and you go for the early team fight kind of effort. Yeah, that's me. So see how this Terrorblade does come into the game. The Viper was also picked up on the side of UCT, so that sort of brings another element to all of this. It's gonna give them the opportunity to kite My Little Ponies around a little bit, and with a Razor there, just being able to kite the Razor, make sure he doesn't get a good static link off, make sure he doesn't take the damage from the Terrorblade's illusions, and we all know Terrorblade, he hurts when he's got his metamorphosis up. So yeah, that's definitely a nice pick up for them. And on the side of My Little Pony, like I said, they've already picked themselves up the Razor, they've picked themselves up the Ancient Apparition, so not revealing too much as of yet what they plan on doing. Yeah, like I said, it's just that simple. They're not revealing too much. The Ancient Apparition is an extremely strong support. You can go aggressive, you can go defensive with it. The Chilling Touch is extremely strong. I believe it's 50 extra damage. Always need to double check because it is ridiculous. Yep, 50 extra damage at level 1 for 3 attacks, so that's 150 damage coming out there, and you get 3 heroes on that, so that's 450 damage early on. You get somebody with a stun, or you get a core with a stun, as well as something else with a stun, like a Vengeful Spirit, a Lion, anything with a half decent amount of lockdown, and you're gonna make the offlaner's life a living hell, basically. As My Little Pony, they ban out the Centaur Warrun as well as the Skywrath Mage. The Tide Hunter as well as the Doom gets banned out on the side of UCT. So pretty standardish kind of bans, no real strong, well I won't say strong, but mid-ish kind of heroes coming in who are still being left in the pool. I mean, there is still somebody like a Brewmaster if UCT does want to go for it, and it won't be too bad. They are playing on the Radiant side. So the Brewmaster does have that Radiant offlane advantage, if you want to call it that, where it's a lot easier to offlane on the Brewmaster, which, I mean, logic. It's just because the creep equilibrium, as we all know and love. So Brewmaster offlane on the Radiant side, decent, it works, but yeah, see what they do decide to put up there. I don't think it'll be the Brewmaster. Just saying it. It's a possibility, considering that the Tide and the Centaur Warrun have been banned out. The Clockwork picked up by My Little Pony, so most of the strong offlaners, unless I'm missing somebody, has been banned out. I mean, Faceless Void, he also jumps into the offlane every now and then. Mirana as well. So strong kind of offlaners have been banned out, unless they run an aggressive tri-lane here with the Viper. But yeah, running that into an Ancient Apparition, running an aggressive tri-lane into the Ancient Apparition is never too hard. And there we go. That's a hero that I've completely forgot about. Yeah, it's a hero that's sort of making its way into the meta. I mean, we're seeing it basically every single game, and I'm almost surprised. I mean, so I didn't think about it, and maybe it's just one of those things that My Little Pony slipped up on. And yeah, the Ogre Magi goes all the way through the pool. Maybe it's a hero that they might have even wanted to pick up.
10 seconds
maybe,
remaining.
yeah, maybe, because they do need some sort of lockdown there. They got decent initiation.
Remaining.
They got a lot of right-click damage coming out, a lot of magical damage as well from the Razor's ulti, and well, Razor's ulti is pure damage. It's one of the two. It should say somewhere down there. Yeah, I can't see it at the moment. I can't read that. Yeah, so still none of what they got a lot of right-click damage coming out. If Razor gets himself a good link, the Terrorblade's not going to be hitting hard. But then again, the Viper is there just to kite out that Razor, make sure that the Terrorblade's damage doesn't get stolen, and then they can sort of reinitiate into team fights.
Team pick.
Yeah, the Shadow Shaman, okay. I don't know if I really like it. I just feel it's almost too squishy for the side of IS. I think they needed something a little bit more tanky, like the Ogre, like the Vengeful Spirit, something like that. Sure, the Shadow Shaman's going to help them push towers a little bit more with the Mass Serpent Wards. It does provide a decent amount of lockdown, but I mean, Shadow Shaman, whilst he's popping out the shackles, is a pretty easy target, and I mean Terrorblade will just be like yeah, you'll just go nom 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 and just chow away at the Shadow Shaman. It's basically a free kill every single time, even for the Viper, and with the Lina pickup, it's a pretty easy target to stun up. So that Shadow Shaman shackles isn't going to last very long in this game at all. But Shadow Shaman's right-click damage early on is sufficient for support. Like, it's a decent amount. It's not like he hits like a Techie's. Doesn't hit like a wet noodle. He does do a little bit of damage. So you get a +1 up in a defensive tri-lane rate to Ancient Apparition Shadow Shaman. Not exactly the most aggressive or the scariest tri-lane. So yeah, a +1 would be nice for them. But I think it's definitely going to be a defensive tri-lane coming through here. I mean, somebody that could actually benefit from early tower gold. Somebody like a Morphling could be quite nice for them. Any sort of, yeah, they're just looking for a carry, I think. And Luna is actually not even too bad here. It does provide them with that extra bit of pushing power, as well as the Treant Protector actually gets banned out on IS Gaming as their last ban out, which is interesting because unless UCT are deciding to run this Ogre offlane, which I have seen, it does work pretty decently. It's never too bad. He is pretty tanky. He does have a stun. He does have a slow to be able to sort of get away. As long as he gets his levels, gets a few last hits, he should be fine. And the Spectre, rightfully so, being banned out there by UCT, just making sure that hero doesn't stay in the pool. I mean, that's probably the sort of hero that benefits early from nice early pushes, nice tower gold. I mean, if he manages to get himself up something like an Earned Drums phase boost kind of build, or if he goes in for the straight out Radiance, the early tower gold helps the Spectre out quite a bit. Very nicely done to them, just getting rid of that hero as the Gyrocopter's picked up. Again, just another hero that can push towers and clear out creep waves pretty much. So interesting to see how they do run the Gyro now. I'm a fan of the Gyro. I enjoy running around pubs with the Gyrocopter. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to disconnect really quickly. I'll be back shortly once this last pickup comes. I'll be back in a second.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
League's assassin.
Prepare for battle.
Okay, yeah, guys, sorry about that. It's for those of you guys that don't know, I'm on a wooden laptop, and it does happen every now and then that I do have to disconnect just after the draft phase happens. Like I said, I'm busy downloading Dota on my new machine, so hopefully it'll be better for Game 2 or Game 3. Might as well go straight into introducing the two teams quickly. We're going to have Random Hero up in the middle lane on the Viper. We got the sneaky Nyx Assassin going to be played by Little Rain. He's got himself an Observer Ward. He wants to try and get it down just to get some early sort of vision. He's getting pinged out, but it's just by his little friends. So if he gets that early vision down, if it doesn't get spotted out by the supports, he's just playing pretty defensively. He should be okay up in this top lane. I haven't seen Nyx Assassin for quite a while, I must say, especially in that off lane. So see how that works out for Little Rain. Quirky is going to be playing on Quirky's going to be playing on that Ogre Magi. Halberd's going to be playing on the support Lino. It's going to be quite fun to see. As well as Disappoint, he's going to be playing the Terrorblade. See what items he does decide to go for. On the side of IS, we're going to have Rarity on the Ancient Apparition. We're going to have Applejack. He's going to be jamming on the Gyrocopter. We're going to have Twilight. Yeah, Twilight Sparkles on the Shadow Shaman. See if he gets some decent stretches off, as well as Butterfly on that Clockwork. While in the middle lane, looks like Rainbow didn't get the best of blocks off, as he is going up against Random Hero, one of the strongest, well, one of the stronger players in South African Dota. So this is going to be an interesting lane to see how it goes out, and it is going to be the Razor struggling here, I think. It's always one of those sort of 50-50 kind of lanes where
can't outrun a wildfire.
Where if the Viper does decide to go onto the Razor, the Razor can just static link up and steal all the damage and then just try and turn around. But once you start overextending, or once you get supports rotating in there, like Halbert did, as just trying to get a stun off and just trying to get some right-click harassment. Guys, I'm getting messages. You guys are just 2 minutes behind as bottom lane. A lot of, just a lot of harassments going out as this Clockwork. He's not getting a lot out of this lane, and these supports are just making sure of it. Quirky on the Ogre Magi. They can go stack and pull if they want to, which they probably need to do. This Clockwork is starting to get, once he gets to level 2 and gets up his cogs, he should be fine. Actually went for the Rocket Flare first, which is extremely unusual. Like as soon as you see that, as the cogs go down, and I almost missed the first blood, wasn't the case. Disappoint picking that one up as the sneaky Nyx Assassin disconnects in the top lane. First blood going in the way of Disappoint on the Terrorblade. That's going to help him out quite a bit. He's got himself the Poor Man's Shield, as well as a couple of tangos and a salve, so nicely done to him. Little Rain up in this top lane also managed to sap up experience. He is almost level 3, so that's going to work out to him. Yeah, just to the guys that are messaging me, I believe you guys were just messaging me while I was just disconnected pretty quickly. Milky, yeah, as well as Rusty Pie Lover, just give me a shout out again. I'm pretty sure everything's working on my side. I do have the little speech bubble popped up, and it's looking good, basically. While it's not looking good for Little Rain, disconnected. Beyonce Hunter, quite an interesting little name there. But yeah, Gyrocopter, I like this pickup here, to be honest. Like, you're going to have the illusions coming out from Terrorblade, and chances are Terrorblade is going to be picking himself up a Manta style. The illusions don't really get tanky unless you have like a Manta style Helm of Dominator and something like a Butterfly. Yeah, so the Gyrocopter will be able to clear out the illusions pretty quickly with a flak cannon, so that's one good thing about that. We do have the Plasma Field, which actually hasn't been spec'd yet. Well, I guess up against the up against the Viper in the middle lane, yeah. yeah, you probably don't really want to use it, because as soon as you use it, you're just going to be slowed up, and the Viper's just going to carry on right-clicking you. So he's gone for the 2 points in the static link, as well as 1 point in unstable current, which I must say I'm sort of a fan of. Like, if the Viper does decide to go onto the Razor must, as soon as he realizes he's in trouble, just quickly try and turn things around, suck out the damage with the static link, and steal as much as possible as to try and turn it around. Like, I don't think the Razor is going to survive much longer. He does still have his 4 tangos. He does not have a bottle or anything coming to him. Viper has not even bothered using any bit of regen or anything like that. So, yeah, it's going to start being a game of regen, basically, in this middle lane. The boots was the first item as well on the Razor. It's never too bad. You do sort of want to get that extra bit of movement speed, so you can sort of... yeah, just keep that static link up and just deal as much damage as you can. And then again, up against the Viper, who is going to be constantly slowing you. Yeah, the movement speed never hurts. It never hurts. But yeah, the Razor, I won't say he's being heavily out CS at the moment, but yeah, it's 7 CS on the Viper as well as 4 on the Razor. So it is starting to go in the weather. In the way of the Viper, and you never really want the Viper to get out of hand, as they did use the Metamorphosis in the bottom lane. Actually can barely see that on the Lappy, the wooden laptop, as Dota's actually complete on the other computer. Okay, that's pretty fast. So hopefully game 2, game 3 I'll be there. Yeah, okay, looks like everything is working. Yeah, I'm screaming for you. I'm just getting the messages again. Say when ready is, yeah, looks like Little Rains is back as well. 1 second, looks like IS Gaming are just having a little timeout, I guess, as Clockwork is having his timeout all the way back in the fountain. Ready is cools, and let's get this game underway again. There's not much really to talk about. I mean, heading in towards the late game, UCT definitely have this, I think. Razor up, Gyrocopter up against the Viper, Terrorblade, as well as the potential pick-offs coming through from the Sneaky Nyx Assassin is going to be extremely difficult
Dire's
for the side
tower
of
is under
My Little
attack.
Pony just to handle up, I think. So, see if my thoughts and Gedächtnisses are right. Yeah, I believe that was an Afrikaans word. Gedächtnisses. I believe. I could be wrong, but I do believe. There we go. This is exactly what I was talking about in the middle lane. As soon as the Viper goes straight onto the Razor must just try and turn around, steal as much damage as can. He's stolen 56 right-click damage as the Viper's basically just healing creeps now, and Razor's just like, yeah, he's gonna back off. Like, I'd carry on smacking the Razor. I mean, in the Viper, Viper's healing creeps basically with just a miserable 3 damage, and that's exactly what the Razor needs to do every single time, and just try and turn things around, and then you can possibly get a kill on the other side there, as Random Hero does come straight back into this. Doesn't have the minus damage anymore, so he's going to be throwing out harassment, just try and force the Razor off the lane basically. As long as, like, it's one of those 50-50 kind of lanes. The stun comes out. Oh, there we go. Hellbrit manages to land these as well. The slow comes out. A few right clicks. They do have the Metamorphosis. No, they actually don't have the Metamorphosis damage, as Disappoint. Just one more cogs damage there, as Quirky in the bottom lane picking up that kill. So nice lead onto him. He's going to be picking himself up early. A set of boots. He's got himself a couple of clarities, which he's going to be sharing up with Hellbrit there. It is the Light Strike Array. Yeah, the stun's called the Light Strike Array. It's these spells sometimes as middle lane again, just minus 42 damage, and I don't know why Rainbow Death is really scared. Like, once he's got that plus 42 damage, you should realize that the Viper's just got a 60 odd damage, and as soon as he realizes that, 20 up against 100 odd damage, who's going to be winning that lane, Mugger? That's exactly what you need to do. Throw out the Viper in terms of harassment, and the Viper's actually still got his 2 tangos. He shouldn't have his 2 tangos in my opinion anymore. Like, we go again, another minus 42, another plus 42, so you got 90 damage up against 20 odd damage. You definitely want to try and make something happen here. So Gyrocopter is just farming up heavily in the top lane, sitting at top of the CS at the moment, sitting at 18, while on the other side Disappoint has got himself 18 last hits as well, just picked him up there nicely there as well, but he's got himself 1 kill as an assist, while Little Rain up in the top lane, he's decided to be the anti-feed. He is level 3. yeah, he's level 3 and he's just getting all the experience basically. He's not getting a lot of CS, which he doesn't really need. As long as he doesn't die, he should still get a decent timing on the mana boost. And when for Halberd could be in a little bit of trouble here. He doesn't throw out the Light Strike Array. He's going to throw it out now. He does still have the Dragon Slave if he wants to use it. He does have minus 147 damage. One more right click, that's going to be a kill. So they're on the board, but I think he might actually lose his life here. No, Quirky, if you hang around here, Bugger, that's going to be a double kill coming through from the Razor. That's going to help him towards a mech as Terrorblade does come around here. I don't think Terrorblade really wants to mess with it. That's 168 damage on the side of the Razor. As disappoints, like, yeah, guys, I don't want any part of this. I'm heading straight back to the lane. And nice rotation coming in by the Razor. Halberd just being caught out of position there a little bit, I think. Yeah, he did have a look at the Razor, and then he did still try and see if there was a rune there. He does also have the vision on the high ground here, so a little bit questionable, I think, as the stun comes through top lane. Yeah, Little Rain's not going to be doing too much. He's just going to try and get the farm up as the two supports died. Clockwork, however, wasn't involved in that kill. Yeah, he still got himself the 2 deaths. So he wasn't involved, didn't get the experience or anything. So solo experience, solo gold for the Razor, who's going to be TPing back. And that's almost his mechanism. Now, he's got himself 12 CS, and that double kill just helped him out so much. It's given him a heck of a lot. I mean, 700 gold short of the mechanism is very nicely done to him. So, nice double kill. As Clockwork's also going for the maxed rocket flare build, which in my opinion is extremely greedy. Yeah, it's extremely greedy just because, like, sure, you're going to be farming great with it. The rocket flare does have a shorter CD. It does do quite a bit of damage as well once it's maxed out, but the battery assault is where all your kill potential is coming from. Now once you hit level 6, you're going to have 1 point into the battery assault, and middle lane, minus 112, minus 140, and Random Hero, he's, like I said, he's just healing creeps. This is exactly what Razor needs to do, and it's a little bit weird that he's decided to start playing confident a little bit later on in the lane. Viper has got himself 22 CS while the supports have smoked up, but it is probably the wrong time to smoke up, as there is still that minus 140 damage, as Random Hero doesn't manage to get a slow off, so the support's not getting their stuns off, and a failed rotation as is, and things, I won't say looking pretty bleak at the moment, but considering that they did manage to pick themselves up 2 kills and disappoint in the, well, 2 kills for disappoint in the bottom lane, it's, I think they need a little bit more. Sure, they got the late game, but I think they just need a little bit more. Like this Razor's, that double kill basically just made him go, put him out of hand basically, as they have got themselves an invis rune onto Quirky. They haven't smoked up on the Halberd, so yeah. And Halberd, nah, there's no ward up top. Razor's just playing smart. Like the supports are still missing from bottom lane. Clockwork's caught this, well, not caught it, but he's aware that called it. Wow, again, just middle lane. There we go. Viper Strike to fly. Light Strike Array as well as the Fire Blast. He turns around. He does try and get a little bit of damage done. The TP supports do come in here, but it is just a Clockwork. He's not level 6. He's not going to be able to pick himself up a kill as the Ancient Apparition comes in as well. Another Fire Blast to fly. Light Strike Array. I don't know why Random Hero's not right clicking him. Right, yeah, the right clicks could have probably got themselves another kill here. So Razor loses his life. Pity for the Razor because he was about 70 gold short of that mechanism. So unlucky for him, it's going to be another minute and a half for him to get that. While again, top lane, little Beyonce is looking for a little bit of, he might actually get himself a kill. One more right click could do the job here. Does pop the Spike Carapace, so the Gyro is going to get stunned up, but the magic missile, well, not the magic missile, but just the homing missile coming through there, as little Beyonce does have that. He does actually salve up now as well, as Gyrocopter, he decides he doesn't want any part of this. As Ancient Apparition comes around, he's just like, eat a bit of ice dirt, bugger. While again, middle lane, Random Hero just taking a lot of damage. Minus 200. One more right click could secure the job here. Do we have a plasma field? No, there's no plasma field. Nice little just shadow walking, or fog of war, fogging if you want to call it that, as the Razor is still hunting very deep for this, and he can. One right click, there's a nice little stun coming out from Beyonce, who does, well, not Beyonce, Hunter Beyonce, Little Rain, who does have the Spike Carapace, who can just avoid another right click basically, if that was the case, and just stun up the Razor, and Razor would have had to back off. So again, a nice little passage of play coming out there. The Nyx Assassin just being able to pick himself up a nice little kill in the top lane. He's got himself a double damage rune, got himself the mana boot, so he'll be pretty chuffed with that. As Disappoint has popped himself the Metamorphosis, and I don't think they're really going to be doing anything with this. Like, it is a long cooldown. Every time you use the Metamorphosis, you want to try and make something happen, whether it's just to get a bit of tower damage going, whether it's a kill or something. You want to be popping as many illusions as you can. And Metamorphosis is about to run out. Then again, using Metamorphosis does make things a lot easier to right click on the tower as well. So maybe that's the reason why he used it. Yeah, but like I said, you want to be using the Metamorphosis you want to be doing something with it, basically. It's like DK's ulti, where you want to make something happen across the map, where you drop your dragon form, you want to either take a tower, you want to look for a pick off or something, you want to make something happen. As Gyrocopter's picked himself up the Helm of the Dominator, he's going to be able to farm up a little bit more, get himself a creep, stack a few Ancients, and yeah, this is the one thing I do like about the Gyrocopter, is the fact that he can do something like that, and he's Ancient. The way he just clears Ancient camps is also pretty ridiculous. As yeah, Little Rain playing this extremely smart. He's got himself to level 6. We saw his first little rotation onto the supports as we get in the jungle. Rainbow does pop himself the ultimate quirk. He does stun. A Bloodstrike array comes through as well, but he is sucked out. 168 damage. There's still more coming. 240. Disappoint's going to drop low. He's going to pop the Sunder, so nasty comes in, but the Sunder's not going to help him as he pops another illusion. One right click, two right clicks. That's going to be a double kill coming through. Ogre Magi is going to come through there with a Fire Blast, securing that kill as Random Hero comes down towards the bottom lane. Clockwork does pop himself a cog, so Random Hero can't really chase that, as Random Hero does have himself the Buckler recipe, so he's miles behind the Raze at this stage, who does have himself the mechanism. And I sort of question the use of the Sunder there. Like, they sort of realized the 224 extra damage on the Razor. That's basically 3 right clicks on the Terrorblade, I think. Once the Terrorblade's up, we'll see his HP pool. Yep, 3 right clicks onto Terrorblade, and that's it. I mean, we saw it. You right clicked once, you used the Sunder, right clicked another 2 times, as well as the Eye of the Storm came out there, and easy kills. Double kill again. So double kill for his life. I'd say that's almost worth it. He is sitting at 4 for 2 at this stage, so a solid score on Sneaky Nyx Assassin. Is looking for a little bit of work, but he's just not getting anything done at this stage. Yeah, and I don't think he can really get anything done either, because their tower vision is here. Unless they get a slow off. Yeah, unless they get a slow off, I don't really think anything's going to happen here. But speaking of anything's going to happen here, the 2 supports have smoked up, so it's 4-man rotation. While Razor just playing this too smart. This time he's picked himself up a smoke, going into the jungle, and the hookshot is off cooldown. The TP supports does come down towards the bottom lane, as Shadow Shaman is around here. Smoke is going to get revealed, so the Disappoint should know that the Raze is here, and this is going to cry out for TPs basically. Is there going to be any TP support? Either Storm does get popped here. There we go. There's the first TP. That's going to force the Raze to back off, as it is Halberd to TP, and who does have the Light Strike away, so they do have a little bit of lockdown, as Clockwork does have hookshot, but just not enough mana for it, which again, it's just spamming out these rocket flares. It's just not working for them.
Radiant's
And there we go. Hookshot's on cooldown, so they can try and dive something now. They don't have the Shadow Shaman wards, as the hookshot does fly out. It just lands on creeps, unfortunately. Stretch Armstrong, he's going to shackle up onto the Lina. Lina's going to go down. Another TP does come in. It is Random Hero who does immediately get sucked up thanks to the Static Link, and that's just 200 damage coming out. 100, yeah, there we go. 200 damage is going to be going his way, as Death Rainbow he does. Yeah, Plasma Field, there we go. More TP support is going to come in. Random Hero, 2 right clicks. That's almost a third of his HP there, as Disappoint does come in. Nice little cog, just try and force things away. Metamorphosis does get popped. Just the right clicks going in the way of the Clockwork here. This is extremely dangerous for Clockwork. Clockwork should lose his life here, I think. One more illusion is going to be popped there. There we go. The slow is going to come through as well. Easy kill. So they get themselves a return kill just from a little bit of over-aggression, I'd say. But the over-aggression was warranted, so can't really fault them for that. The over-aggression definitely was warranted. Gyrocopter's happily farming up the top lane. He's gone for power trades. I don't like the power trades, I must say. I really don't like power trades on the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter is one of those heroes that wants to try and stay mobile. He wants to try and make... Yeah, it's phase boots. It's the only set of boots that you got on the Gyrocopter. Like it really is. This Terrorblade pops his Metamorphosis, does use it, does give himself a tower in the bottom lane. Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast flies out, does land on Disappoint. As well as the Sneaky Nyx Assassin. Hookshot does fly out, so they did want to try and get themselves a kill. If the Hookshot landed with the little Nyx Assassin, I don't think they would have got themselves a kill. Nyx Assassin would have just turned this around, as Little Rain just deciding, yeah, guys, I'm not hanging around here. Random Hero still trying desperately, well, I was going to say trying desperately for the mechanism, but I would have lied to you because he's already got it. So both mids got their mechanisms, both carries sort of got their farm going out, as we got the Helm of the Dominator on the Gyrocopter, on the Terrorblade. We got the Sacred Relic up, so it is going to be that Radiance. It's going to be... Yeah, it's just going to be that long game, as Disappoint could have well, yeah, he disappointed me there. No pun intended. He could have possibly stacked that camp for himself once he gets up that Radiance and just send 2 or 3 illusions in there, and that would have been 300 to 400 free gold for him, as the 2 supports rotate in the middle lane that do have the Shadow Shaman wards, I believe. Nope, he is just level 5, so again, I'm just a horrible liar, as the smoke is still on the Ancient Apparition, who does have the Ice Blast, so yeah, probably still want the smoke on the Shadow Shaman. But that's also one thing that I didn't really speak about in the draft, is that the lockdown on the side of the little wall. Oh, he's going to actually cancel the TP. Nicely done to him. No TP coming in from the Gyrocopter towards the middle lane. So actually, middle lane, Ogre Magi picking himself up a kill. Double multicast coming out there. So they get themselves the Razor. Ogre Magi loses his life as well as the Viper. So it's a 2-for-1 trade, as the Gyrocopter took a lot of harassment in the top lane. Not working out for them. 2-for-1 trade. Viper going down. Viper is, yeah, I wouldn't say he's a bad hero from behind. I mean, once you get that max nether toxin up as well as the max corrosive skin, you do start doing a lot of damage, as the Dragon Soul just comes through in the middle lane, and Light Striker as well, just trying to farm up something here. Get himself mana boots, get himself, who's actually got himself wards, so he's playing that 6th position, he's playing that 5th position role, as the Ogre Magi has got himself 2k gold, so they're trying to get that Blink Dagger up on him as soon as they can. That's going to be their form of initiation, I'd say, on the side of UCT. The Ogre with his Blink Dagger, so Halberd just sacrificing himself basically. Yeah, so I'd just like to go back to that point where yeah, almost got myself, where My Little Ponies, where they don't really have the lockdown. They've got a hook shot, they've got a cogs, they've got a sheep or a hex, and if you're trying to shackle somebody, that shackle's not going to last long, just because we do have a Terrorblade who's going to right click you down, we do have the Ogre Magi who's going to stun you up, we do have the Lina who's going to stun you, we do have the next assassin who's going to stun you, and we do have the Viper who's just going to right click you down. So there's a lot of things just to get rid of the Shadow Shaman's lockdowns, and once that's out of the question, what really does My Little Pony come up with here? I mean, the whole way to shut down the Terrorblade, really, other than clearing out illusions, is just to be able to lock him down. Basically, get 2 or 3 stuns off, make sure he can't get the Sunder down, and just make sure that you are shutting him down, basically. Make sure he can't throw out the Sunder, basically. As long as that doesn't come out, as long as he doesn't get his illusions off, he's a pretty easy hero to lock down. And so the Terrorblade, despite being the first pick on the side of UCT, it just wasn't counted in a way, if you want to call it that. They didn't really try anything. Looks like My Little Ponies aren't really too worried about the Terrorblade, and to be honest, my opinion of the Terrorblade as well, I wouldn't really be too worried about it either, as Bounty Rune does get pinged out bottom, I think it is. As Quirk, he probably should have picked it up. Yeah, I don't think you should do that, Bugger. I don't think you should do that, as he does get slowed up and his damage is going to be stolen. There we go. Minus 84, minus 122. Plasma Shield does come out. Cool, does full creep aggro. The Storm gets popped as well. One more right click should be enough. The stun just not enough, as Little Rain comes in here. And that was actually seen. The dust does get popped. So no, this is going to be a little bit of a mistake. Or is it at all? The mechanism does come out. It's not going to be enough. There's the Ancient Apparition. Ice Blast flies through onto random here as well. Razor denied by the neutrals. No. Razor got denied by the neutrals. That is unlucky. That is, yeah, that every time that happens, it just wants to make you cry. But Radiance is up, so just came up now. 16-minute Radiance, 1650. Very nice timing on that. So the farm rate of this Disappoint is just going to increase here. Well, he hasn't got the high CS. He has been involved in 2 kills as well as 2 assists. So he's got himself 2-1 and 1, or 2-1 and 2 basically. As
Radiant's top tower
Shadow Shaman wards is up, and they are pinging out the top tower. Shadow Shaman is here. He does pick himself up a regen rune, and he's just trolling around there. Like, I would have gone out to the top tower. Fortification does get forced out as well. Gyrocopter as well as the Shadow Shaman can quite easily take this tower. No defenses come in, but then again, everybody is off the map. It's Disappoint is trying to farm up with his Radiance, as the smoke does get picked up on the Ogre Magi, who's got himself a Blink Dagger as well, which is going to create just a little bit of space for the Lina to be able to get her mana boots up at least, because every every second minute, well, not every second minute, but every third or fourth spell that she throws out, she has to go back to base, basically. Light Strike Array costing 280 mana, which is half a mana pool. And then she throws out the other combinations from the Light Strike Array as well as the Dragon Slave. Yeah, the Dragon Slave. Ooh, a hook shot to fly. Does land a little Beyonce here. Right underneath tower. Everything. Gyrocopter ulti. Shadow Shaman what? Jeez, that was overkill. Ancient Apparition. They used 3 ultis as well as the Shadow Shaman what. At least they get a tower out of this. So,
Radiant's top tower
space created, I guess, in a way. While again, Razor, he's just been doing this all game. He finds the little Ogre Magi in the bush. And Disappoint is around here. Does slap onto. They're not going to get the stun off. Are they going to be able to get a kill off? No, Disappoint. He's dropping pretty low already. Tower damage. Mechan does come through. That's a nice little killing spree. Random Hero, however, is going to be able to get themselves a return kill. No neutral can deny this time around. So again, but while all of this has happened, they do have
Radiant's top tower
they do have a fortifications. It does get fortified out now. They should just be able to clean up this creep wave here. Yep, there we go. Flak cannon to fly. They're going to keep the catapult alive as well, as there's nothing they can really do. I mean, with Terrorblade on the sideline, their sort of Radiance late game kind of build or carry is not working out for them. Little Rain is going to try to get the stun off. The Gyrocopter cooldown's going to be there. Going to land straight on Random Hero. There we go. Dragon Self managing to pick off the Gyrocopter almost immediately as the Shadow Shaman gets blown up instantly. That's what I said. As soon as you pop out the shackles, you're dead. Nice little multicast, slowing down both heroes, the Ancient Apparition as well as the Clockwork. Clockwork popping out the battery assault, just trying to make sure nothing happens, but the blink forward. Ancient Apparition on the sideline. Viper picks up the kill on the Clockwork, and that's 5 on the sideline as the Razor died in the bottom lane. So nice little comeback, nice little defense of their tier 2 tower, which is in deny range as well. But just the fact that My Little Pony are pushing, and they're pushing hard, making sure that Disappoint doesn't get too much time. He's already got himself the Blade of Alacrity, so going in for that Yasha is sort of like the casual, well, I won't say the casual, but sort of like the way you go with the Terrorblade now, just because his illusions did get nerfed a little bit, talking in terms of movement speed here. They did slow down the movement speed of the illusion, so get in the early Yasha, and then going back in for the power trades is sort of the way to go about it. Got to go sort of the way about going the Terrorblade with the Radiance, basically. Get that early Yasha up, get the extra bit of movement speed, as again, Razor's just hunting the enemy jungle, seeing if he can find anything here. A little Beyonce, one step ahead of this, saving up for his Blink Dagger. The pings do come out towards the middle lane, as Viper is trying to take this tower. Viper does have himself the mechanism, building towards that Ags. He doesn't have the power trades up yet, as he doesn't have the power trades up yet. I can imagine he wants them one day, but he definitely wants the Ags first, just to be able to kite a little bit more. Kite the Gyrocopter, kite out the Razor, just make sure he can't steal any damage, as a nice blast does fly in, does land on 2. The Plasma Field comes through, nice little stun by a little Beyonce, and that's going to force everybody to back off. I think if little Beyonce, oh, the hook shot, narrowly missing from the Clockwork, just short, just short. That is unlucky. That's going to be like one of those where you just like cry and why didn't that hit? If that hit, that would have been the end of the Nyx Assassin. As Nyx Assassin, he's going to dead it up here. He's going to try and make this play here. Oh, there we go. Does get the stun of multicast straight onto the Ancient Apparition. But the Serpent Wards are there. It's not going to block anybody in as this Dragon Cell comes straight onto the Razor. Mechanism does come through. They do get themselves a return kill onto the Nyx Assassin, as there we go. One more right click onto the Razor. Multicast again. The casino is real, boys, as Quirky. 100 HP as well as Hellbird, who's got himself 100 HP, who does decide, yeah, guys, I don't want any part of this. I'm teaming back to base, as the Bloodlust comes through onto Random Hero, and Ogre Magi is like, yeah, guys, I want out of this. I don't want any part of this anymore. He's got himself the Blink Dagger. He's almost got himself the mana boost, but yeah, the casino is real, boys. It definitely is real. This is where you start playing for the Mafia, and yeah, when you start racking up some debt and then the Mafia comes after you, that's exactly what's happening here. While bottom lane, Disappoint pops himself the Metamorphosis, is trying to apply some pressure across the map as well. And, I know, ooh, that one last tower hit almost wasn't enough, or almost was enough. As that's also one thing I didn't really pay attention to, I guess, coming into the draft, as the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast, and you combo that up with the Rocket Flare. It is a decent amount of damage, as the bottom tier two tower gets denied, as the Gyrocopter is still farming away. He's got himself the BKB now, which he definitely does need. We do have a little lockdown on the side of UCT. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. Gyrocopter, maybe he decides to come out of the jungle now, does pop the Flak Cannon, but he still needs a lot more. He needs some damage items. Random Hero is just like, yeah, come at me, bro. Come at me. as he did have support around the background. So just trying to bait things out as the blink forward. Quirky going straight onto Applejack. Applejack pops himself a BKB, so no magic damage coming out from Halbert. Halbert's going to regret this as the TP supports do come in. Razors here as well. Quirky dropping pretty low, 100 HP, but he might actually just survive this as the homing missile flies out straight onto Halbert here. But Halbert's going to be fine. There we go. Ooh, the sheep does come out. Random Hero does get shackled up. There's no stuns. There we go. There's a stun follow up straight onto Stretch Armstrong. Random Hero is just trying to stand up as much as he can as Halbert does go down from one more right click. Father Razor probably not just shouldn't have been there, I guess. But then again, as long as he loses his life and the Viper survives, I guess it's sort of worth it. As the Shadow Shaman Wards does get picked up in the middle lane, will get dropped down in the middle lane as they pick themselves up a tier 1 tower. So 16 for 14 on the board.
Radiant's middle tower is under
an
attack.
extremely interesting game as My Little Ponies do come into this best of 5 series with the 1 game advantage. Those of you guys that don't know, it is the IS Gaming Corporate Cup, I believe, and this is the finals. I must say I haven't clued myself up on what's up for grabs or anything like that, as Razor is just like, yeah, come at me, Illusion, and just nukes it down, does try and get the damage, but maybe just a little bit of panic. As Disappoint again, just bottom lane, he's trying to do the best he can, farm his own jungle, farm the lane as well, and that basically just leaves his 4-man team to take care of 2 other lanes. But this lane's probably going to drop pretty soon. Here's the Razor chilling down the bottom lane. We got the Shadow Shaman who's got the Shadow Shaman Wards in 50 odd seconds. Yeah, I don't think they're really going to get it as the TP support does come, or TP rotation does come towards the middle lane. The pings do come out. The tower's almost in our range, 210 HP as the rocket flares are just going to get spammed out there. Ancient Echo's nice blast applied. It's not going to land on too much. Little range, just a little bit slow. Halbert as well, just trying to get out of that. Fortification does come through. Quirky, he does blink forward, does get a nice little multicast. 2 or 3 right clicks should be enough as the clockwork. I heard the hook start coming off, but did manage to land onto Halbert, picking up a return kill at this stage as the Sneaky Nix assassin does pop himself with Vendetta as well. Gyrocopter ulti to fly. There's two on the side. That's 2 for 2 for trade at the moment. Random Hero trying to tank up as much as he can. Not going to be the case as he's going to lose his life, and I think this is going to be the end of Quirky. Ooh, he manages to get the blink off before any sort of damage coming his way. So, yep. 2 for 4 trade. They got themselves a tower. We do have this little bugger just pushing away. He has pushed his creep wave basically all the way up here, and I would have, I don't know, I probably would have popped Metamorphosis and try to carry on going there, but then again, that's exactly why these guys are playing here and not me, because I would have probably just ended up feeding somewhere around there. So nicely played to Disappoint. He's just farming away. He's got himself the ultimate orb as well now. Almost got himself the Mantis Style, and I won't be surprised if, well, I said I wouldn't be surprised if after the Asher he goes for the power trades. I won't be surprised if he goes back for the power trades after he gets himself the Manta. Yeah, so Halbert is going actually for it could be, oh, could it really be show in shop? It could, I don't know, like I'm thinking Bloodstone, but man, Bloodstone components, I know it's a Soul Ring plus what? Yeah, it is still the Soul Booster as well.
Radiant's
so
bottom tower is under attack.
Soul Ring's never too bad, but I think it might just be a little bit greedy. Something like a 4-staff would help his team out a lot. What real items can he go? Like, other than a 4-staff, I don't really see it. Like, the Aghanims, okay, sure. I can sort of see why he wants to go for that. I can sort of see why he wants to go for something like the Bloodstone as well. But to be honest, I think to help out his team, just to help out his team, I really think they need a 4-staff up on somebody. They're getting caught out a lot. Getting caught in the Gyrocopter ulti does slow them up as well. Does allow the Razor just to stand there and right click. So just being able to 4-staff somebody out like Disappoint, or 4-staffing out somebody like Terrorblade, and making sure that they don't get slowed up and able to do what they want to do in the team fights, because the Gyrocopter ulti is, I won't say it's ridiculous, but it is strong in the sense that he does get that slow off, as he does pick himself up on the MKB as well now. So he's farm 229 last hits, while we got 194 on Disappoint on the Terrorblade here. So it's looking like an extremely hard game as Terrorblade sends up the illusions in towards the jungle. There we go. This is the one thing that you can do, is just suck out the illusions damage and just carry on sucking it up. Yep, there we go. 200 damage his way, basically 200 free damage as Random Hero is trying to farm up middle lane. He does have himself the Aghanims, got himself phase boots as well, so he's starting to get somewhere in terms of item progression. BKBs, like I was mentioning earlier, that there's not a lot of lockdown on the side of My Little Pony, but the slow, you won't get slowed up by the gyrocopter's ulti, I believe. So yeah, they are smoked up here. This is extremely dangerous. They are looking for a little bit of work, as there's a sentry ward in the middle lane. There's a sentry ward as well, an observer ward down here now for the Radiant side, as little Beyonce, or Little Rain, is just trying to farm up this creep wave, just trying to apply as much pressure as he can, as, oh no, the Dire side have smoked up. They're going to run straight into Quirky. Quirky should lose his life here. Does manage to blink away. Very nicely played. Very fast reactions from him. Hookshot to fly, hookshot misses. So the two supports might actually survive this, as the phase boost gets popped on Random Hero, who is going to take a peek up the top, up onto the top there, and just see the clockwork there, but decide I'm getting the heck out of here, guys. This is not exactly where you want to be. So smoke gank averted, I'd say, as the next assassin, he's got himself Blink Dagger. Looks like he's building towards the Dagon with the Null Talisman, as the plasma field comes down here, just farming up creeps a little bit, just checking what Disappoint's up to, because Disappoint has got himself the Radiance, and again, he's disappointed me. Well, I won't say he's disappointed me. He's not worried about power trades at all by the looks of things. He's going straight in for a PKB, possibly. He does have the Ogre Club. I won't say something like a Heaven's Halberd, but the evasion won't be too bad. But then again, we do have the gyrocopter with the MKB here, but then again, the evasion's never too bad. I mean, especially with a Raze there. Raze is going to be most of the sort of right click damage, with that extra 200 odd damage every time he gets, basically. So yeah, that's basically all the problems that. Wow, bottom lane. BKBs do get forced out here as Rainbow. Yep, he's just going to be like, guys, I'm TPing the heck out of here. Oh, nice little stun coming through, making sure that TP doesn't cancel. As yeah, Applejack, Quirky, does manage to pick himself up that kill. Double kill, actually. I didn't see where the Lina died. Yeah, Lina died from the rocket flare damage, rocket barrage damage, all the way in the corner there. That's a sad day for support when your carry is, well, when your opposition carries over there and you get hit by a flak cannon all the way back here. That's, yeah, it reminds me sort of the split shot from, yeah, the 360-degree split shot onto Disappoint. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. Jack shot does come through here. The cold feet as well is going to proc here. Shadow Shaman Lords, they're going to blow everything just to be able to get this kill, and that's definitely worth it. This tower is going to go drop down now. It wasn't denied. Then again, it's not deny range. So Shadow Shaman Lords not really needed for this. Fortification does get forced out, which will be refreshed after this, as the TP does come in here. This is very aggressive, as Halberd. Ooh. He desperately wants this deny. He does. Oh, cheers, Shadow Shaman. That's the end of that. Oh, now Blood Striker Rain, as Little Rain as well coming through, just making sure they get themselves a double kill, picking up the deny as well, while Applejack is just farming up the enemy ancients. There's Terrorblade. Yeah, he's just on the sideline there. What career? What does he have? He's still got himself just a casual Ogre Club, so nothing really too interesting there. Now, the Gyrocopter, he's still got like a 8-second BKB, I believe. No, 7 seconds. So, still, again, not too bad. He's got himself double damage in as well. Should quite easily farm up a jungle here. Good luck right-clicking up against that. He's got himself almost 4k gold here. So, the question is, what is his next item? Does he go for something like a Satanic? Does he go for a Butterfly? Me personally, I'd probably go in for the Butterfly. I mean, there's no MKB carriers. Disappoints miles off that. Viper, again, also miles off that. So, no MKB carriers. Yeah, and I don't think these two heroes really want to be going for an MKB. Sure, the Viper possibly as middle lane. Hookshot does fly out, does land straight into random hero. Gyrocopter ulti flies through as well as Separation ulti going to land on too. And that's going to be a triple kill as the Lina just got destroyed. The Ogre Magi as well, and the Viper. Everybody got absolutely wrecked. 3 on the sidelines, 21 for 21 up against 23 on the board, and this is. The scoreboard makes it look pretty tight, and
Radiant structures
Yeah,
are
the
fortified.
scoreboard makes it look pretty tight as well as the draft, but in terms of like game feel, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like it's a close game at all. I mean, the gyrocopter, he's huge, and it is going to be the butterfly. They are going to pop the Shadow Shaman wards. They are going to take themselves to tier 3 tower. The glyph is not there. They're going to be able to at least pick themselves up with a one lane Rax, which again on the other side isn't the worst thing. Oh, nice little 4-man. The impale coming through from Little Rain. The plays are there. But is it going to be enough? It's disappointing. Does he shut it up and just point go down? Does pop the center? Does manage to pick himself up the clock, but it's still 3 on the sideline as Disappoint dropping pretty low. There we go. Disappoint's on the sideline now as well. Rump is trying to hold his ground. He's trying to hold his team's ground as the buybacks keep come flying through. Yeah, Razor is trying to do as much work as he can. He doesn't have Aghanims, but they do manage to give themselves the rack. They do lose 4. Force out so many buybacks, and definitely worth it for them. I mean, they lose 4 heroes, but yeah, guys, honestly, you lose 4 heroes for a lane of racks. Easy. I'd take that trade any day. Yeah, but then again, on the other side of the coin, we do have the Terrorblade. He can force out the creep wave in the middle lane. Like the one lane Arax isn't the worst thing in the world. You do have illusions that he can just keep popping there. The Radiance Burn is going to be doing most of the work. So the one lane Arax isn't the worst thing in the world for UCT, but it is a disadvantage, as any lane Arax basically is. So it's basically one lane where they do have to worry about. And on I won't say positive side for them, but definitely on the downside for them, there is still the tier 2 tower in the middle lane that they do have to take care of before trying to push up towards that high ground and sort of equalize the Raxes, if you want to call it that. Yeah, if you want to equalize it, but I don't. It's Terrorblade still needs so much to come online, and this is the one thing I don't like about the Terrorblade is that he needs stat items. He needs something just to get rolling. He needs a good start, and he had an okayish start, but then again on the other side we do have the gyrocopter just forcing down towers. We did get the Razor with some great early rotations in the jungle. He doesn't have the best score. He's still got himself. Oh, BKB does fly. He is going to try and turn this around as the blink comes straight through, as he cancels his TP as well. So forcing out the BKB, not the worst thing in the world. Also got the Yasha not going in for the Aghanim Scepter upgrade. Also an interesting thing, but yeah, that's the one thing I was just saying about the Terrorblade is he needs stat items, he needs a good start. He had a decent start, but it just wasn't enough, and I just feel other carries do a lot more work. Somebody like a Faceless Void. I mean, Luna's also pretty strong in this sort of patch where she does have the time to farm up, as the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast does fly up, well, doesn't farm, but it does fly down towards the middle lane. It does land on a random hero as well, and yeah, it won't affect random hero too much. I mean, he does have the corrosive skin, so that magical damage does get reduced. And there we go. See, it just took himself 400 damage. It's debatable at how useful that is, as the big fellow in the rush pit hasn't been effective, well, hasn't been touched this game. And as I speak, the gyrocopter, he's like, yeah, guys, I think it's time. I'm not fat enough. I just want to make sure that I don't die. And I think the next item on the gyrocopter as well, there is going to be the rotation coming straight into this. It's done to come. Shadow Shaman Hordes get popped as well. Terrorblade's going to fall. He's scooped up there. Rainbow Death, he's doing so much work. So much damage from Disappoint. Disappoint can't do anything. He's got minus 300 damage as he goes down. It's a Terrorblade as well as Lean on the sideline. It's a 3-for-3 trade as a random hero. One more right click is going to be able to finish him off. So he's going to be able to TP away as Little Rain is still hanging around here. He doesn't want any part of this anymore. It's a 3-for-3 trade, but guess who's still alive? It's the gyrocopter. He's got himself a Gem of True Sight as well. And I won't be surprised if I click on this recipe as a satanic recipe, and that it is indeed. So, Satanic's almost up on him. He hands the gem over to the Clockwork, and it's going to be crossed to the gyrocopter.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, so Rosh is on the gyrocopter. Well, the Aegis the Immortal is basically on the gyrocopter. Now, gyrocopter, he's finished up the Satanic as well. He's actually gone all in, and why not? If not, why not? And there's nothing really stopping them pushing high ground now. Just wait for all your heroes to be back up. Shadow Shaman Awards is going to be coming off cooldown in a few seconds. Yep, 30 seconds. And then you can try and push high ground again. Just let the gyrocopter tank it up. Go straight up towards the high ground and basically throw down the Shadow Shaman Awards, just right click down the towers and just basically feed away the Aegis the Immortal. I won't say feeding it away, but you're basically going to get that tier 3 tower down to almost no HP just from the gyrocopter right clicking it. If the gyrocopter pops his flak cannon as well, he's going to be nuking down the supports pretty easily without even really wanting to do it. I mean, Lena, she's got herself the Aghanim's got herself 1,200 gold, while the Ogre Magi's got himself the Blink Dagger as well as mana boots. He's got himself nothing almost. Since I think he picked up his Blink Dagger more or less around about the 18 to 20 minute marks, and after that he's done something nothing as the Ice Blast flies out clockwork, picking himself up a kill onto the Sneaky Nyx Assassin as he's down on the sidelines for another 50 odd seconds. Buyback status is absolutely nobody on the map has a buyback, and I don't think buyback's really worth it at this stage. I mean, we saw this team fight here, they bought back, but it was just too little too late. They just took down the racks and were like, yeah guys, we're getting the heck out of here. As clockwork, he does have himself the Aghanim, so hook shots basically off cooldown every 4 or 5 seconds. What's the cooldown offered with the Aghanims?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, 12-second cooldown basically. It's pretty ridiculous. Clockwork is on the sideline here. He's looking for some sort of initiation, and so he can just throw out rockets, and he can see if they spot out Disappoint here, game's over. If they manage to pick him off, it's over. It's like Shadow Shaman can just run up to this tower now, and there we go. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to blink straight in there, drop the wards, throw out the Hex, and Quirk is not going to be able to stun him as the Ancient Apparition does fly out. Elbert taking a lot of damage. Nice little Ogre Major Fire Blast coming through. Razor picking up that kill. 1 for 1 so far. Razor in the background, just trying to right click away as Disappoint, taking a lot of damage as well. Both these heroes, BKB being popped on random heroes. Metamorphosis, Gyrocopter ultis, it's not doing a lot of work, but there we go. The Aegis Immortal does get popped. Lena going down as well. There's more right clicks. Disappoint popping the Sunday. It's not going to be enough. Disappoint on the sideline. There's no buybacks, and I believe this is GG, and indeed it is, as random hero calls it out, and UCT just decide, guys, we've had enough, we're going to tap out. We'll see you guys soon. Yeah, guys, so there's nothing really else to say other than what I thought would have been a great ending. We'll see you guys in game 2. But if you guys like what I did, there are Facebook pages and everything to check out. Yeah, Facebook, NAV TV, as well as Puzzlecast. So definitely, guys, give us some shout outs, give us some likes. We do always appreciate the support. Very well played to both teams. And yeah, game 2 is coming up shortly.